Hi, this is Amie at the virtual Planetarium at Raritan Valley Community College. Let's take a look at some of the things we can see in the sky for the week of March 21st, 2021. I'll start with our moon. We have a first quarter moon on March 21st, a full moon coming up on March 28th, and a last quarter moon on April 4th. This week, the sun rises about 5 minutes before 7 a.m. and sets around 7:15 p.m. Let's find the constellation Cancer the Crab this week. What? You've never found it? Well, I agree, it's not the easiest to pick out in the sky. In fact, it's the faintest of the zodiac constellations. It's entirely possible you've never noticed it in the night sky. Let's change that. We'll use nearby constellations to find it. It's located between the constellations Leo and Gemini. So one way to locate it is to start over at the Big Dipper. So let's face northeast, east-northeast. There we go. And we'll find the Big Dipper. There's one of our stars. Okay. So here's the Big Dipper. Poke a hole in the bottom of the Big Dipper. And now water drips onto the backwards question mark. That marks the head of Leo the lion. So this is also called the sickle. Now in front of the stars of the sickle is the constellation of Cancer the Crab, right there. So not a lot of bright stars. In fact, there aren't any stars brighter than 4th magnitude. Okay, so if you had trouble finding it, or if you could find it or couldn't find it, let's find it another way. So we came to it from the Big Dipper and Leo the lion. Now, this time, let's start at Orion the hunter. And we draw a line from Rigel through the belt, past Betelgeuse, keep going, and you come to Castor and Pollux, the heads of the Gemini twins. And then you can look to the left of the Gemini twins for the stars of Cancer the Crab. So not the easiest group to find, but it is there. Cancer has been a constellation for more than 2,000 years. At the time, the sun was in front of the stars of this constellation during the Northern Hemisphere's summer solstice. Due to precession, the wobbling of the Earth's axis, that is not the case anymore. Today, the sun is in front of the stars of Taurus on the June solstice. Nevertheless, Cancer still symbolizes the height and glory of the summer sun. To this day, we say the sun shines over the Tropic of Cancer, not the Tropic of Taurus on the June solstice. The sun doesn't even enter the constellation Cancer until about a month after the Northern Hemisphere's summer solstice. In mythology, Cancer is associated with the crab in the story of the 12 labors of Heracles, represented by the Hercules constellation. In the myth, Hera sends the crab to distract Hercules when the hero is fighting the Hydra, a serpent-like beast with many heads and poisonous breath, represented by the Hydra constellation. When the crab tries to kill Hercules, Hercules kicks it all the way up to the stars. In another version of the myth, the crab gets crushed instead, and Hera, a sworn enemy of Hercules, places it in the sky for its efforts. However, she places the crab in a region of the sky that has no bright stars, because despite its efforts, the crab was not successful in accomplishing the task. Cancer does not have any stars brighter than 4th magnitude. One of the brightest star clusters is located within the boundaries of this constellation, the Beehive cluster, also known as M44. It looks like a tiny faint cloud to the unaided eye. You may also hear it called praecipe, Latin for manger. If you can get away from city lights and get to a dark sky, the Beehive cluster looks like a dim cloud about 3 times the width of the full moon. With binoculars, this haze morphs into a number of stars. Now its name, the Beehive, makes sense because it looks like a swarm of stars. It's an open cluster, one of the nearest to our solar system, estimated to be between 520 and 610 light years away from us. The Beehive is thought to contain a larger star population than most other nearby clusters. We can't distinguish all of them with our eyes, but astronomers say there are about 1,000 stars in this cluster. Open clusters are stars that are gravitationally bound and are created out of the same star-forming nebula. This open cluster is much younger than our solar system. Earth and its family are about 5 billion years old. The stars of the Beehive cluster are approximately 600 million years old. They are youngsters in astronomical terms. In 2012, the Kepler Space Observatory found 6 planets orbiting stars in the Beehive cluster. At least 2 of these planets are hot Jupiters, massive gas giants, in both cases orbiting very close to their stars. Well, that's our sky for this week. Thanks for joining me in our virtual planetarium. Please subscribe to our channel, like our video, and share it with your friends. We look forward to seeing you back at the real planetarium in the future. Until then, keep looking up.